Okay, let's see if this is working. Sit straight. 1 minute. Okay, we're 1 minute early. Okay, before we get started, technical questions. Is everybody hearing me? Let's close the notifications here. Say something. What up, Pops? Greasy Eddie, how you doing? Kevin Fair. Beniashgiv. Nifem, yes. Okay, now, earplug in or take the earplug out and we go with the ambient noise. Mic check 1, 2. No mic in, and let's plug it back in. In. Everybody thinks this is better. What up, dog? Sending love from South Africa. Ashley Allen Hartman. In, earbud in, please. Good. Plug in. Perfect. Okay, and even with the wind, this is not too bad for anybody. Earplug in. Okay, let's just see. Let's see. Greasy Eddie's here. Just Josh. Hey, Josh, how you doing? Jorge Willigs is here. Kevin Fair. I'm the legend. Francesco Gozzolino. Giovanni Pablo Zesti. Gunter Snaps. Just Josh 33. That's the same one. I'm the legend. Okay, let's see here. From Paraguay, South America. No wind with the earplug in. Perfect. I'm going to close this. Why would that possibly open while we're doing this? Okay, awesome. So this is good. We're on the roof, so as long as the weather cooperates. Okay, and you can all notice I got a haircut, and the barber, who's the same barber from the previous video there, Barber Alanez, they shaved here, so I have like a very chiseled, angled cut, which I'm not sure if I like yet. I like it sort of when it's overgrown, like wild brush. Big storm coming, Jorge Williams says. Yeah, you are looking slick, Viva. Thank you very much, Ashley Allen Hartman. Looks fresh. Yeah, it's good. I got to get used to this, though. When it gets cut on the side, I can see all my gray hair. Looks prime for a tornado. Yeah, it's two mountains. Who said that? That's CA Nav. Yeah, there's too many mountains, I think, for a tornado. I don't think we have too many of them here. Okay, now I want to see how many people we have. We're going to see if doing it on a Tuesday afternoon is better than a Sunday. Vince Land is here. Yo, Dave. What glasses are those, Eva? I have 2 pairs of sunglasses. These are like, they're both very similar, but yeah, Apocalypse Live. Hold on, check this. This is the good side up here. It looks pretty crazy. And then we go around here. I was getting a little bored doing it indoors. And also, Mila has a piano lesson, so we can't do it. Sacktown, California, which is CA Nav. Day of Judgment. Yeah, it's intense. Okay, how's everyone doing? Karen Somers, how you doing? I know who you are. I'm still not saying it, Mike. Yeah, the weather's been wild today. Greasy Eddie, do you pronounce it Viva Frey or Viva Fry? Fry, like phonetically like fry. My last name phonetically is Fry Height, like the 2 words. This sounds remarkably well for, yeah, okay. That's Hectoria says it sounds remarkably well for how windy it is. This is very good. The earbud and the mic piece is just phenomenal. I haven't started school yet. This is just Josh. Okay, well, I'm giving I'm starting to do one afternoon course a week teaching kids about content creation at my kids' school. So we're going to see how it works and start in terms of getting a curriculum going, and then try to maybe leverage that into something bigger. Get a notification that you're live at 1 a.m. Had to get up and watch Glenn Ferris. Glenn, you're in Europe, or where are you? Sabrina Forlini, how you doing? Did you see that your sunflower seed video is on Unilad? Yeah, that's crazy. That video, the making the homemade sunflower seeds went crazy on Facebook. It's amazing. I mean, you get onto a platform like Unilad and they just have millions of followers, so it sort of goes off from there. United Arab Emirates. Okay, well, that's similar time zone, 1 hour plus, I think. Okay, let's get started, and then we can see where this goes. So for those of you who've been watching, and I suspect most of you do, where did I get those sunglasses? These are the Ray-Bans. The other ones, which are pure black, are Maui Jims. But where I get screwed kind of on sunglasses is that I don't get to use the original lenses, so I get prescription lenses, which are generally not as nice and reflective as the original lenses, but whatever. In Israel, it's midnight 04. My goodness. Well, thanks for staying up for this. I don't see Casey doing such good times with the fan base. Oh, I love. Hold on, I got something stuck here. I love this. Like, this is as good as an in-person meeting as you can get without any of the inconvenience, security, displacing yourselves, having to fly or take a bus. 2305 in the Netherlands. Oh, so maybe that's actually your real name, Mike, and it's actually just a miscommunication. Okay, I'm joking. I know, I get the joke. When are you going to do a fan meetup? I think we're doing a fan meetup before winter. In fact, let me say, I think we're going to do a fan meetup before winter. Just a question of where. 10 p.m. London, Giovanni Pablo. Yeah, that's well, this is good. We got this. Looks like it's so far a good time. We have 36 people live. Okay, well, I don't know. Maybe I have to do something to like increase viewership, like that that UFC fight that I'm in love with. Mohammed Zohabi Productions is in Pakistan. Please raise your hand when you look at my comment. I see it. Montreal meetup soon. We could do. I'm going to talk to either Snowden Deli or Bagels, etc., and see if we do like a meetup there for an actual breakfast. Gunter Snaps. Okay, Gunter Snaps. I want to help you sell merch passively. I've sent you an email. Send me one back. Gunter, send me another one. David at Viva Friday. New Hampshire. Okay, awesome. So, starting where we were, Cincinnati. With who here knows who Tim Schmoyer is? This is going to be like the first and most meaningful shout out. Do I give my own live stream a thumbs up? No, I can't. Okay. Who knows who Tim Schmoyer is? Oh, we're losing me. If there is lag, let me know. I'm going to go into the house. Mr. Fry. Okay. Oh, hello. This California Nav is talking. Okay, no. So if there is lag or if the connection sucks, let me know. I'll go into the house and get closer to the device that projects the internet into the world. So Tim Schmoyer, for those of you who don't know, he's got video creators. He's got a channel where, I mean, basically, if you've ever had a question about YouTube and you put it into the engine, you say like, how do I grow my channel? You're going to get a few people. I think you're going to get Tim Schmoyer. You're going to get Daryl Eves, who you all know, everyone from the hashtag No Small Creator group. And you're going to get the other guy there, Think Media. Those are the three big ones that that come up in my search engine. So I was in Cincinnati for a 2-day conference with them, and it's good. I mean, I can impart some of the information, some of the knowledge that I got out there for anyone who's interested. If anyone has any questions, like ask me a specific question. It can be about what I learned, although you're going to be getting the course for free, where I had to fly down and sign up and pay for it. But it was a great course. You're good now, Fry, connection wise. Okay, good. What was I going to start with? The meeting up with the conference. I mean, it's all stuff that you can get if you follow all or any of his YouTube tutorials. But do I do donations? Well, you can do super chat. I think I'm more the YouTube sponsored page because I don't have 100,000 subscribers yet. Can you adopt me, Greasy Eddie? No, I have enough kids, Eddie. Sorry. And I'm still planning for potentially an accidental baby in the future. So I have to gauge myself. The conference. Oh, look at the clouds. Sorry, guys. Hold on. I just got a little distracted. Look at that. Beautiful. The conference was very interesting. I say it was like YouTube therapy because it's nothing that you couldn't have gotten from watching any and all of the YouTube tutorials, but it's something to be in a room with people who review your channel and tell you to your face everything that you've been telling yourself but not really listening to. So what I learned, which I think everyone in the No Small Creators hashtag Facebook page and what anybody who's creating on YouTube can learn. Yeah, vasectomy, snip, snip. My wife wants me to do one and she wants me to make a video about it and said it would be great content, but I can't do it. I want to do a... not a GoPro colonoscopy, but I want to document a colonoscopy because I think I'm due for one. But the doctors out here don't seem to want to let me in the colonoscopy room with a GoPro. But we'll deal with that later. Yeah. So the channel. They looked at my channel. They told me exactly what I thought. Thumbnails are all confusing, cluttered garbage. But they didn't need to use it. The thumbnails for the videos are important. And someone said something which I had never really appreciated is that before they watch your video, They're going to read your title and they're going to look at your thumbnail. And those are the two most important things to get people to watch your video in the first place. And if you don't have a good one, people are not even going to click the link to see how good or how bad your content is. It's the apocalypse. Snip, 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 share, and subscribe. No, can't do it. So the thumbnails are something that I'm appreciating that I really have to put more time and effort into. And we had the discussion where they said, how much time do you put into your thumbnail? And I said, it's usually the last thing I do before I upload. And it's like, and it's potentially the most important thing, even more important than the video, because you can make a crappy video, but get people to watch it with a really catchy thumbnail. So that's something that I and everyone have to work on paying more attention to in terms of branding and in terms of clarity of the thumbnail when people see it as a small thumbnail when they scroll through YouTube. Let me get to some questions. What is the brand of Viva Frei? Did you determine that? I changed my banner to "Life is meant to be shared," and I sort of like it, and I like the colors, and I like the scheme. I think the daily videos since 2016 has to be a little bit more apparent. Someone told me this, and they're 100% right. But I don't know. I mean, and I'm curious if you guys are can answer this. What, in 2 sentences, and I'll read these as they come up, how would everyone here define my brand? It feels weird saying, because I'm a human and I'm not a product, but it feels so objectified. How would anyone? A slice of life is good. Family fun, and so these are. I floated some of these around. Its brand is that it doesn't have a specific brand. Yeah, but you see, now try to sell that to somebody. What are you? I'm a product that doesn't have a product. Best ad ever. The best ad ever was sort of the mistake I made with my shirts, is that it's not in question of being inclusive, but it doesn't capture everything about the channel. Sabrina Forlini says your life journey. Vinceland says family, friend, lawyer, dad. Now that's funny, because the jingle that I wanted to do for my law vlogs was, he's a vlogger. It's going to sound crazy, but it said he's a father, he's a YouTuber, a vlogger, a husband, and a father. It's Viva Frei, the vlogging law vlogger. And I tried to make a jingle, but it didn't work out. But that's something that I'm thinking of, like YouTuber, vlogger, husband, father, or lawyer, vlogger, husband, father, something like that, which might be the 4 elements of what I'm doing on YouTube. Montreal family vlogs, and Yankee Altman might be right there, because someone also, another dose of reality, they said, you're from Montreal. Let's look at your demographics, because in YouTube analytics, you can look at your demographics. I'm big. Let's just say of my subscribers, a lot are in the US, a lot are in Europe, and a lot are in India for whatever the reason. But I was able to determine that, and we're going to get to the analytics in a second because it's crazy. But minimal to nothing in Canada, and I don't know if I can check Montreal, but someone said there's 2-3 million people in Montreal, and if I get 1% of my local market, that's as many subscribers as I have now, and I have to really, try to get known and popular locally, which is a strategy. I mean, we'll see if the Montreal Mondays pick up. It's funny. It seems that people from outside of Montreal like the Montreal Mondays more than Montrealers, but we'll see. Things take time to grow. Viva Heart Fry, I like that. That is from Juan Nunez. Hectorius, super entertaining and slightly educational. You've already said it. That's not a bad one. Blue Arrow says, Viva, do you know Faz Rug? No, I'm going to have to check it out afterwards. Oh, ostrich egg. Salvador Vitro, I was thinking of starting an entirely new channel dedicated to cooking only ostrich eggs and cooking ostrich and strictly ostrich. But we'll see. I can't manage more than one channel. This was another thing that we discussed at the conference, is have a different channel for the things that are specific themes, like fishing, law vlogs, and cooking. But I can't manage more than one channel now. Live, fry, or die. That's not bad. Juan Nunez, Salvatore Vitro, India, love it. Yeah, no, India, it's weird. A disproportion of my demographic comes from very random countries overseas and in the Far East. Oh, and another shout out to Liam, the real Liam Fallon, who's made me a short 7 to 10 second sort of intro jingle, which I'm going to start using along with a hook. So let's get into the details. Actually, they looked at it and they said your thumbnails are confusing and you have to work on them. It's the most important thing with your title. It's the first thing anybody's going to see. If it's not good, no one's going to even watch your channel videos to see if they're good or bad. And we'll get into that afterwards. So DSLR Dave, who comments a lot in the videos, said he's going to help me make some thumbnails once a week. And I'm going to take him up on that offer when it's crazy that I can't even do the things I want to do. Oh my goodness, it's right here. DSLR Dave, just DSLR avec Dave. Now I get your name. I thought it was DSL Rave Dave. DSLR avec Dave. He's avec is French for with, and he's from close to Montreal. Just arrived from work. Awesome. So DSLR Dave said he's going to help me with some thumbnails, which is going to be awesome, and we're gonna do it eventually. The real Liam Fallon sent me a few like intro jingles, which we're going to start using. I have to make sure that the video quality is good enough because they were sent by email, and I'm worried that it might be too pixelated, but we'll see about that. And hooks. Tim Schmoyer refers to a book called Primal Branding, which I haven't read, but I got the 7 points that I need from the conference because I don't do books good. Vince Land says, hey, un autre Québécois, which is hey, another Quebecer. Viva Fry Madness. So the thumbnails, the description, but the branding part, which is the first 15 seconds of the video, is where you lose 70% of your viewers sometimes. And you can see this in your audience retention on analytics. And I know it's where I lose 50% of viewers within the first 15 to 20 or 30 seconds because I don't have a hook. I don't do those like short intros with the snapshots to let you know what's coming. So, but I want people to love me for the French bulldog of a channel. But the reality is, you know, if it doesn't catch in the first 15 seconds, it's going to be like a 3-hour movie that people are going to fall asleep during. So I have to do these things. Victoria says, what did they say about text on your thumbnails? They said that the text on my thumbnails was too confusing, inconsistent font from one thumbnail to the next. It didn't have a clear enough separation from the backdrop. There was too much going on. Benia Shagiv says, that's the brand, the French Bulldog channels. I'm thinking of rolling with that because it's just, in a way, I'm sort of built like a French Bulldog, or maybe more like a Bulldog, and I've got like the mushed in face like a French Bulldog, but I'll get the brand soon. I'm working on it. I'm working on a hook that doesn't look too artificial, an intro that's fun, thumbnails that are not just the tacky standard thumbnail that you see everybody doing. That we went over it, like they said, Vince Land says hook intros are quite useful. I've grown my channel 40% since implementing. Yeah, and I think Vince Land is right. I mean, the thing is this, I don't think Vince Land, you are right. Everybody who says these things are right because they are time tested and true. I mean, it's you can see the audience retention in analytics. If I forget to get back to analytics, let me know. But don't overwork it so much that it's not fun anymore. This is Kevin Fair, and that's the other thing. It's like I don't know who watches Philly D or Philip DeFranco, but he's got his "What's up, you beautiful bastards" intro, and it's still natural. PewDiePie always makes fun of it, which I think is the best way to deal with having to do these things in order to ensure audience retention. Let me just turn it this way so it's symmetrical. That's better. So I'm working on it. It's not ever going to look artificial because I'm not good at acting. So we'll see. So that was the first major takeaway: thumbnails, titles. Okay, we're not lagging. Internet connection is still good. You know what? Joke never. Oh, I don't see any comments feeding. Does everyone hear me or no? Uh-oh. Okay, good. Have you ever failed a law exam? If yes, how did you cope with that? Okay, we'll deal with this one just because it's fun. And by the way, Nicola Nick, stick around for this week's law vlog. It's going to be funny because I was just talking about studying in law school, and it's very analogous to any school, but I never failed a law exam. I did exquisitely badly in one of them because I got confused. I'll blame it on linguistic barriers. I got utterly confused, or I just mixed up the terms complot versus complice, which is the difference between a conspiracy. Complot is like sort of a plot or a scheme, and complice is an accomplice. And in French, they sound sort of the same, but in a criminal law exam, they'll get you C- in a heartbeat. So that took some explaining to the teacher. Neurotic normal, you are self-diagnosed after all. Yes, OCD with insight is what I call it. So that's my story of failing a law exam, and other times I've just done bad. Best title ever, real story. So, and that's another thing. I don't want to do these stupid clickbait titles, but they have to be interesting. It's like it's all a fine line between walking the line between authentic and rehearsed or phony, clickbait and genuine. And I think I'd rather fail being genuine than succeed at being artificial. But I say that struggling to succeed at being genuine. But we'll see where it goes. So okay, now we did the thumbnails. Oh, and then the branding. So they said once you get into the content, you have a good thumbnail, you have a good title, you get people to click on your video. You're going to lose your audience in the first 15 seconds if there's not a hook, if it's not catchy, if it doesn't entertain. And one of the doses of reality from this conference, which I think is the best, Kritesh Bala says your daughter's okay. That the kid, I touch wood, we're very blessed with we're very blessed with smart. You know, they're annoying sometimes, but they're great kids. Will this live be saved? Yes, Jesse and Beanie. Unless something goes horribly wrong or someone says something terrible or something terrible happens in a live stream, I'm going to leave them up. I don't think there's any reason to take them down. We discussed whether or not the live streams hurt a channel. Nobody who really knows YouTube seems to think that they hurt your channel. Speaking of the French Bulldogs, what are you doing there? Okay. Nobody who knows more than I do. Let me flip this around. The people who know a lot about YouTube don't think that live streams hurt your channel, even if the viewership is different and duration is different. Okay, Brandon Denver. Good day, Duda Viva. Pave the way to the top for a fellow YouTuber. You excellent vlogger, you. This is Brandon Denver. Thank you very much. Viva la Fry. I love that, Jorge Willis. Is your go-to, this is Hectorius, is my go-to camera around? Interested in what you're filming with? The go-to camera right now is my D5600 with the 10-20mm lens on it. I still have my GoPro all the time, and I have my iPhone as well. Yankee, hold on, what's going on here? I'm losing track here. You are doing something right if you have over 37,000 subs. This is Karen Somers. Now, my concern is that I have 37,000 subs, but it seems to be a very minimal percentage of viewership to the channel, which I don't know if it means that people's notifications aren't turned on, or if, say, like the first 10,000 subscribers that I got years ago are no longer active. It's discouraging, but I'm noticing like over a week period, I'm getting, I don't know, I think like 2 to 3% of subs viewership on the typical video, with more on the more viral ones, which I think is standard. But then I look at some people who actually get more views than subscribers, which I don't understand how it works. And I'm concerned I'm doing something wrong. But we'll see here. Okay, Nick Van, you can edit your live streams if they need to be and you don't lose anything. Okay, that's good. I can shorten them because they tend to be long. Whiskey Throttle says, Viva, keep up the good work. You're awesome. I'm trying to listen, but I'm still at work. Okay, well, don't get in trouble at work, Whiskey. Live streams are great for channels, good for gaining subs. I love live streams. I love this, and I love talking to people. I mean, I also love getting questions that I don't know what they're going to be in advance, because I like seeing how I'm able to deal with them. And I'm sort of, comfortable enough doing it. Okay, Vince Land says he's been subbed since 31,950. Rachel Rawson says good women, but I have no idea what the conversation is. Joshua Thompson says shout out. Joshua Thompson, you have been shouted. Okay, so now this is Brandon Denver says YouTube's algorithm is a mess. It pushes some videos to the top at the expense of others regardless. So now this is where I think I'm just going to make sure I'm not going to get poured on. I got a dose of reality about the algorithm, or at least what a lot of people use as the default explanation for why some videos are not getting views, as the algorithm. The algorithm is going, basically, like simply put, and this is what Tim told us, and it's a great way to think about it. The algorithm is going to put your video in front of the people who are going to watch or want to watch your video. And so, on the one hand, if nobody's watching your video, there's going to be very little data to know where to push your video, or very little interest, because YouTube is not going to want to push a video that's not getting any viewership. And once it gets the data, it's going to put it in front of the people who are going to be likely to see it. But if they don't see it, then it just sort of, ends up working its way down. And at the end of the day, it's probably more than algorithm. It's probably more content than algorithm, which is something, a tough pill to swallow, because everybody thinks their kids are cute and everybody thinks that their content is great. And then, there's always diehard fans who are not yes people, but very supportive and encouraging, and say your content is great, you deserve more subs, but you don't have more views and you don't get more subs. And there's a certain amount of soul searching that you have to positively to some sense, but you know, your subscribers are not going to criticize you or insult you. That won't make you very popular within the community. So it's tough. You know, I grew up with the philosophy, and I'm implementing it now, is that you compliment in public and criticize in private. So I don't expect to see the criticisms or the constructive feedback on what makes a video bad or where it was boring, what I should, you know, cut in or cut out next time. But I think the reality is, more than algorithm, it's content. And, you know, if the content is compelling, it'll get viewed. Brendan Dever says, I can personally prove that your theory is true, Viva. All your top videos pop up in my feed, sometimes 3 of them at a time. You're one of my only 3 users. See, so that's, I mean, and it's not my theory. This is just, I'm relaying and imparting on you guys. And so, like, this is the wonderful thing about knowledge, is that it gets condensed as it gets conveyed forward. So it's cool. Oh, by the way, can you ever take a chance, clip this and like maybe post it in Facebook and say that we're live and see if that has any impact on the 42, 43 people who are watching now. But let's see what that does. So that's it. You know, like you have to keep people retained in a video. And the longer they stay retained, the longer they stay involved in what they call a session on YouTube, the more that your content is going to be bumped up, the suggested, or put in front of people who are going to see it. Let's see who I'm missing here. Joshua Thompson, I need your help. I'm going to Canada. If you're in Montreal, email me, david@vivafry.com. And Nick Pham TV says, I should probably subscribe to you. Just kidding. I am yes, Nick Pham is a diehard Viva fan. Thank you very much, Nick. And by the way, everyone should check out Nick Pham. Tell me, it's Creators Cast. You're the interview you did with them, which is Creators Cast is where is Danny Black from Where is Danny Black? Benin, I'm not gonna mess up his last name, but it's been on someone can correct me. It starts with a K. It's Kosh. Anyway, they're great. They're in Australia. They do like 1-hour interviews with content creators, and it's fun to watch. Okay, now let's see here. I don't want to miss too much stuff. Suzanne Yingling, I think there is a benefit to growing your channel organically and not with excessive fish and bang or gimmicks, albeit your channel might grow a bit slower. Now, this is an amazing thing, Susan or Suzanne. I think you're 100% right, because I follow my obviously my subscriber gains on Social Blade. I won't say religiously or meticulously. I'm just going to say obsessively, because I like refresh it. I just want to see what's going on. And it's been consistent, you know. Oh, Yankee Altman, thank you for taking your time to do the live feed. This is a super chat. Thank you very much, Yankee. I'm going to do these every 2 weeks just because I do love them. Suzanne, growing organically, yeah. What happens if you grow organically? You can predict to some extent the growth. The problem with like these explosive bangs is that, you know, it's the explosive bangs come with a crash that's as big as the explosion, and then there's the pressure to continue producing content that's going to like trigger these explosive bangs or follow it up. PewDiePie talked about it in one of his videos. He said, like, you have to settle into your ordinary, because you can't. No, was it PewDiePie or Gary Vaynerchuk? It might have been Gary V. How I can get those two mixed up in terms of advice. PewDiePie does give good advice, but it was Gary V who said every video can't be an explosion. It can't be uncharacteristically energetic. You have to get into your rhythm. Or on the one hand, or it's going to become inauthentic, or you're just going to continually be pushing the envelope to what you can do to like outdo your last video. You have to get into your comfortable rhythm, which I'm sort of in. And I notice that the more I grow, the faster I grow. It's just happening very slowly. Lag City, Dave, getting choppy. Okay, let's just go. I'm going to go into the house. Don't anyone judge me. I'm going to go into my daughter's room, I think. This is the death staircase. Come on, Barney. Let's go. This is literally the staircase of death. Hold on. Okay. Oh, there we go. Oh, you know what? I can probably just go into the house. No, I can't. They're still having a piano lesson. Okay. Tell me if this is better. I'm going to turn on some lights in here. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to go here. So that's it. It's, you know, the growth gets to be exponential off certain videos, and then you end up having to continually push the envelope, and then the crash can be extremely discouraging. So let's see where we were here. You're going to have some explaining to do if she finds you in there. No, I'm going to stay in the hallway. I might get in the way of their piano lesson, but that's what's going to have to happen. You got 45 subs. Yeah, see, Gunter Snap says I get 45 subs every day, which is great. And you know, you hit thresholds. Like at 30,000, I started noticing more subs per day than prior to that. It's a slow trek, but we'll do it. Anyone else have a question here? Need to get some wired network for sure. Jeremy, focus. Okay. So that was the what we're talking about. Producing the content. Put your email in the description, we'll do. The other thing we learned was the YouTube analytics was particularly amazing because for anybody who's creating and doesn't know about the YouTube analytics, I mean, you can see retention rate, which is one thing that's amazing. You can see where people are dropping off in your videos. One of the tips we got is that where you have drop-offs, adding a card to link to another video, to link to one of your videos or someone else's video, which will increase retention rate. And it'll increase the session time. Now, the thing about videos and channels is that they're going to get bumped up in preference based on how long the viewer stays on YouTube. So if they stay there watching one video after another of yours, it's great for your channel, it's great for your videos. But even if they go from your video to another related video, you're going to get some of that bump in terms of putting the video that they were watching up for others to see who are interested in it. And that's how you can sort of increase the standing of your channel. You should get a better camera, but you are so nice. So this is Frozen Briable. Okay, I don't know who that is. Vincent says, I wish I can get that many subs in a day. Yeah, I mean, and it's good. But there's the pressure. Like, you know, you get the views, and you want to know where you get the subscribers, and you want to know where they're coming from. And this is an amazing thing. Before I forget to mention this, YouTube analytics, you can actually see what videos are driving your subscribers. And I don't know who's seen the Bucket Boy. Sound just improved. Yeah, I came into the house and it's better in here. I have that video with Matthew Pretty, the Bucket Boy in Las Vegas, which got millions of views and has been one of my biggest drivers of subscribers. Now, which brings us back to why I may have 37,000 subscribers, but not that many views per video is I get the feeling that some people subscribe for the Bucket Boy and expect, I don't know, consistent street performers and then don't get engaged in the other videos. A lot of people subscribe from the ostrich egg video, and then maybe they're expecting strictly cooking, and then they get tuned out when I put up a law video, and then they sort of don't get engaged. So that's the problem with, I think that's the problem with my channel, where people are looking for such specific theme brands that, unless it's one law video every week and that specific, they're going to lose track or get uninterested if it's a Montreal Monday or a fishing video. So my goal really has to be to like brand it based on my own personal brand. Hectoria says, I found you because of your Yorkshire pudding video. Tagged me for that's very cool. Jeff from Juneau says, hello, I am on lunch break and wanted to send you greetings. I enjoy your channel. Have a nice evening. Jeff from Juneau is in Juneau, Alaska. Okay, here's a new name, Vivek Verma. You could practice it and vlogging. Viewers would be interested to know more about laws and how they work. So I'm going to be doing the one law video a week for sure because people love it. It's something that I'm familiar with, comfortable with. It requires a little bit of work, but the work is more in the research side than the editing side, which is kind of fun because I read this stuff anyhow, like in the news and whatnot. So we're going to be doing that, but I'm not doing 7 law videos a week, and I don't want to do only 1 video a week or 2 videos a week. So let's see here. Now, Karen Somers says hashtags and collabs and joining communities increase views and comments. This is true. My one concern about communities is it sort of becomes like LinkedIn, where you're all sort of just members of the same community, and you're all just, you're fraternizing with each other, but not really expanding the reach. Hold on a second. Let's get this dog here. Oh yeah, there he is. Hello. What do you say? Okay, get out of here. Go. So collabs are great, but then the issue is always with collaborations. There's always sort of an asymmetry where you have every small creator, including myself, wants to collab with like the Peter McKinnons, and then it scales down. People with 100 subs want to collab with people with tens of thousands of subs. So, but you have to find the collab that works, that's organic, that you have an actual something in common with, not just for the video, but for something longer term. Like PewDiePie for an example. Who wouldn't say no to a collab with him? But PewDiePie's crowd is much different than us, than this crowd. So let's see here. Metal for Breakfast is here. What up, man? Metal for Breakfast. Bunch of great YouTubers here. Jeremy Anthony says echo chamber. I suspect you're talking about the communities, but then it also just becomes another place, unfortunately, sometimes where people just go to plug their own stuff, and it becomes just another sort of, I don't want to say spam, but it just becomes another place for people to promote their own content as opposed to just on their channel, which is the invariable, unfortunate thing about those types of communities, but they're good nonetheless. Retrospectively, this is Giovanni Pablo. Retrospectively, what would you change about your YouTube channel? I would probably have not put out content quite as often. I think this is something I'm tinkering with as an idea as well, as maybe putting out content every other day. Not a question of idea burnout, but just a question of giving the videos that are out a chance to gain some traction. I think one of my concerns, and actually if everybody could tell me what they think, is I sometimes worry about flooding you guys with too much content where you tune out just because there's too many of it. Like, I think I mentioned this reference before, but when I used to sell shoes at Sports Expert, we were always told, don't give someone more than 3 pairs of shoes to choose from because they're going to get confused, tune out, and not buy anything. So my concern is sometimes by a video a day, sometimes it's just too much for people to watch, so they don't watch any of it. But I need everyone to tell me what they think about that. CA Nav says, interviews, breakdowns are great. Okay, this is a good point also. At the conference, they said, think about where you want to be in 3 to 5 years and start positioning your channel to get there now. I want to be doing more interviews. I love interviews. I have a fear of making enemies and, like, you know, inadvertently stumbling upon the biggest breaking story ever that gets me on somebody's watch list. But I love interviews. I love exploring people. I love hearing people's life stories, and that's something I want to do more of. And it's something I've been pushing a lot to get done. If anybody knows Philippe Petit, the guy who walked the tightrope between the World Trade Centers, they made a documentary on him called Man on Wire, or Man on Wire. I want to interview him. I'll drive down to New York City tomorrow to interview him tomorrow night and come back the same night. So if anybody knows him, let's make it happen. But I love interviews. I want to do more interviews. Oh, sorry. Nick Fam TV says, Daryl Lee's just talked about this today. He recommends 3 to 5 max. And that means 3 to 5 videos per week from Nick Fam, correct? David, what is your end goal doing YouTube? What is your motivation? I find your energy truly fascinatingly perplexing. It's hyperactivity. I don't know if it's energy. It's beyond energy. But and that's another thing. What is my goal? You know, everybody wants to be a Casey, not to be the Casey, but everybody wants to have an audience to share. You know, everyone wants to share with what their life experience is, and obviously, the more people you can share with, the more gratifying it is. That's sort of where I want to go. I would love to be working with brands that I love, creating amazing creative content that's compelling, that gets people to watch it, so that I can actually, you know, make a living doing this. I would love to have my own show, like sort of in between two ferns, but less slapstick, or less what's the word? Gimmicky, but something like that. I want to talk to people and share their life stories with other people. Supply and demand. Before there's a great demand, supply. Jeremy Anthony. Jeremy, do you mind if I thank you publicly for all of the support you've been giving me and advice? Jeremy and I, you know, we've established the most bizarre internet friendship, just in terms of like YouTube comments. But Jeremy is like, you know, gives me the best advice ever and is honest with me in a way that I try to be with myself, and I think I am, but it's always more interesting and it's more meaningful to get honesty from someone else. No problem. Okay, good. Do you know Tanner Fox? Sounds very familiar, but I don't know. I don't know offhand. So if Daryl is down, and there's some discussion about it, whether or not 7 video, like some people say, you know, post every day so YouTube knows your channel's active. Others say that there's no benefit to 7 versus 5, or say 4. I'm thinking I might move to every other day. On the one hand, it will make things a little easier for me, which nobody has ever argued with simplifying, you know, addition through subtraction. And it will also allow me just to have the more predictable themes: Montreal Mondays, Law Vlog Thursdays, Fishing Fridays, and maybe Cooking Sundays, because these are the 4 big things that I love doing. And these are the things that people love watching by the looks of it. Tanner Fox from Pilot. No, but hello from Nassau, Bahamas. Joshua, nice to meet you. I was in Nassau once. We went to that casino. We didn't play the casino, but the one with the aquarium in it. It was kind of nice, but I like staying. I like traveling in the mountains more so. In the future, if you ever need a lawyer in Montreal, would you still be available only for corporate advice, those types of things? I'm never touching another litigation file unless, you know, it's something that is just absolutely so important to me on a spiritual, emotional level. But I'll always be a lawyer. I just won't be practicing litigation. Victoria says, if you do it, I'll do it. That way I can say I changed from daily to every other day because you did. I'm thinking of doing it. I do believe that the videos need to get a certain traction with your subscribers. And my concern is that, you know, every day has just been giving people too much. Keep doing live streams. People want to interact with you and others will come find you. So Karen Summers, yeah, no, live streams definitely once every 2 weeks. And I like it too, because there's no editing. This is the easiest video for me to make. What up, Joe? Have I ever been to Basketong Lake? I have not. You'll have to tell me where that is. Rachel Rawson says, I wish I could commit to every other day. LOL. Rachel Rawson's been making videos also. We're members of this hashtag no small creator community, which is very nice. Okay, Jeremy Anthony says, wait, when are you interviewing people? You should start that. You should do that. Well, Jeremy, I love it. You know, and I'm getting to the point now. I'm in talks with a local sort of news agency here about doing either a weekly show on their it's Montreal News, or something along those lines. And that's where I think I need the credibility to call people up and say, look, you know, this is what I do, and I'm good at it, and let's sit down for an interview. Because, you know, the reality is, people don't always respond, and you know, I've sent out emails to a bunch of people I'd love to interview. The easiest ones are the ones on the street who, you know, can't really say no, or the baristas at the coffee shop. Okay, let's see. Shane's Books and Reviews. Shane, how you doing? What do you think about the importance of thumbnails, clarity, and the subtle payout to title story in the combination with a good hook? Well, you'll tell me what you think, because I'm going to start implementing something along those lines with more methodically. So we're going to see, regardless of what I think, we're going to see if it has a beneficial impact. Shane's Books and Review. I was with Shane in Cincinnati. He's that tall guy with the long red hair and beard, and we went up the Karoo Tower together. Awesome guy. Let's see what else we got here. I need to go build a bench. Peace out. It's a CA Nav. All right, man. See you soon. So what else was I thinking about in terms of analytics? For anybody who's creating, if you don't fully use it, spend a day exploring it, because it'll teach you stuff that's incredible. They have the live analytics, which are an estimate of the view of a video that's uploaded like right away. But generally it takes, I think, 48 hours for your video to get the accurate analytics. So you can see, Vince Land says that the lake is 280 kilometers northwest of Montreal. Never eat shredded wheat. I can do that. I'll look it up on a map. Tom and Will says, I love your announcement to subscribe. How do you make announcements to subs? Like your 30 minutes to live? I love your announcements. This is from Tom and Will. I'm not sure what you mean. But I have to do a better job reminding people to subscribe at some point in the middle of the video, so it doesn't come at the end by the time the majority of viewers have checked out. Is everybody that's watching now subscribed to notifications? Say yes, like if you are, or no if you're not. And I'm just going to see this. 40 watching, hit the like. Let me go hit. 38 thumbs up. Okay, Rock Entry says, we would love to see some law for creator contents from you, for creators content from you. You seem to have a lot of creators as subscribers. Just an idea. Yeah. So I've done a few on copyright. So my major concern is I don't want anybody suing me because they claim that I gave them legal advice and they got some copyright strike. That's always on the back of my mind. But I do, you know, periodically copyright the 30,000-foot overview just to give people some sensitivity so they know what to look at or what to worry about. And I'll continue doing that. And we'll tackle some issues that come up in law that are of interest. People have been sending me the recommendations for Law Vlog Thursday. I'm reading all of them, even if I don't respond, but I picked one for this Thursday, which was my experience studying law and advice that I have for law students. So I just shot that today when I gave blood, if you can see it right there. And I'm going to edit that and have it ready for Thursday. Let's see here. I'm the Legend says, can I try and make you a YouTube banner? I would never say no to anybody who would take the time to send me anything, and I will graciously thank you. I just don't want anybody to be offended if I don't use it. But yeah, geez, please, that would be great. Because I know I don't use Photoshop anymore, and I was never that. You know, when I did Photoshop, it was just to touch up, sharpen, and color stuff. But I was never that great with it. Have you been? This is from Andrew Quinn. Oh, yeah. Okay, you can if you want to come up. We're still doing this. I got a daughter. Mila's going to come upstairs in a second. Have you been to Pose Plein Air near Mont-Tremblant? I need to get there someday. Metal for Breakfast just did a super chat. I have never been there. Oh, hello. Every one of your friends, any one of your friends can come over. You can go. How are you going to do it? Go to the park and ask Mom. Okay, go. Get out of here. Go. Metal for Breakfast super chat. Thanks for the kind words, Viva. Any tips on keeping up the energy you have? Coffee, energy drinks, water, exercise, and coffee. Exercise and coffee? Oh, they may not be able to hear you if I have the thing in. You got Benia Shagiv says, Mila.
One in my ear.
Let's just take it out. I think. Okay, how is the audio if we do this?
Put a thumbs up.
Thumbs up if the audio is good. Fine. Okay, so Mila's here. Hashtag Canada.
It's back.
Is it much worse? Victoria says worse. If it's good enough, we'll deal with it until she goes downstairs and has a play date. How many languages can you speak?
3.
Cool. I can see a lot of you in Mila. You have the same energy level. They all, you know, they're like kids are like sort of like they're like Horseshack tests. You will see a lot of everybody in their family in them.
Can everyone climb up?
It's good.
Oh yes, I know 4 languages. I also speak Pig Latin.
Igpe Atenle.
Igpe Atenle.
And Hebrew. Beniv Shigiv. Good enough. Okay, it's good enough. We'll do this for a bit. You gonna have a play date?
Yes.
Okay, go get a play date. Bums in the park. Go get her and make it. Okay, we're gonna do this. Put it back in.
What time is it?
It is 5:45. Okay, we're going back to the earbud because this will be better. I've never. Ram Varma says visited India ever? No. I tell you, I'm nervous about traveling to places in terms of my stomach's ability to deal with. You know, like South America, I was worried about the botfly. India, I'd be worried about getting food poisoning. We went to Egypt when I was 13, and I got so sick because I ate watermelon. So that sort of traumatized me. But I think it's this. I'm torn between wanting to experience everything and being morbidly afraid of death. So that sounds empty, hollow. Karen Somer says, see again, I see answers, but don't hear the question yet. Okay, that might be my bad for not reading the questions before answering the questions. Do I like roller coasters? I am addicted to roller coasters now. I was going to sneak out to La Ronde, which is our Six Flags, to ride the 2 rides that I didn't get the first person view on. I'm going to go there one day this week.
I'm back.
She's back. Okay, let's see if we do like this.
No.
Yeah, if we
Why do you need the earplugs?
This is a mic, so it's actually better. Is this okay? You don't need to look at it that intensely.
Look.
Slime. So where was I before I lost my train of thought? Analytics. Look at your analytics. That actually sounds better. Okay, awesome. The analytics are amazing. It'll give you insight. It'll let you know when you're losing subscribers. It'll let you know where your subscribers are coming from. You can create playlists, and you can see how many views or how many subscribers you get from the playlists. It's a science. And what was amazing about the conference in Cincinnati is seeing the degree to which people treat it as a science. Like literally looking at what is in the video when people tune out or tune in, and then putting more of those things in if people tune in, and cutting the things out that make people tune out. It's crazy. To me, it seems like.
Thanks a lot.
To me, I don't want to treat it too much like surgery, but it is interesting to see what people do. I must have seen him short. Yeah, so online outdoorsman. I spent 2 days with Tim, and it's fantastic. First of all, I mean, he has a family vlog, which I don't follow quite as much, but has 7 kids in 8 years. The guy is smart. He's awesome, and my goodness. Anyways, he got a best dad ever shirt because no question he's tied with every other best dad out there. Can I join you for La Ronde? Yankee Altman, we can do a meetup at La Ronde. That would be hilarious. Rachel Rawson says my stomach is already adapted to Yorkshire pudding. British food is not going to make you sick because of parasites. It's just going to, maybe. Never mind. I was going to make a bad joke, but British food is just brown. It's not parasitic. Okay, so Cute Spicy Ty says, how do I manage my time? Do you organize? I don't organize. I don't manage my time well. I'm often stressed out. I feel short of time, overwhelmed, but that is just what being a parent is about. You get 3 kids to school, get back, dogs.
What should my next video be about?
We'll talk about that afterwards. No, I think it's the distance from the Wi-Fi that makes everything much later. Okay, well, I'm not going downstairs because there's kids down there that are not going to be cooperative with the video.
Oh, no.
So time management is tough, and it's always a source of stress. But that's like my GP told me, my composition is never going to change. So general practitioner, my doctor, says I'm never going to sleep more than 2 hours straight. I'm never going to have. Nick Fam TV just gave a super chat.
Amazing.
Thank you very much, Nick Fam. He says, I'm always going to have a sensitive stomach. You can't reprogram yourself to some extent, so you just have to learn to cope with who you are. Mila, אתה יכולה גם לקרוא עברית.
Please.
I am so happy that I can still read.
I sort of need to.
British food. Brandon Denver says, British food will kill you. Hold on, we got to get again. Okay, British food will kill you due to the acute seasoning deprivation. There, I said it. Nick Fam, thank you for the super chat. He says, how do you like your new music you've been using? Okay, so this is an amazing thing, and thank you for giving me the opportunity because I have a short attention span. Hook Sounds, it's a subscription-based, what's the word I'm looking for? A music source. It's subscription-based. I believe they have a free offer for people who use it for YouTube for non-commercial purposes that you have to give attribution. The music on this channel, I'm not saying it because they've given me a year subscription and like unlimited access. The music is amazing, and I used a lot of it before I even got there. And the music is just quality. It's like it's indescribably good compared to some of the generic stuff that you get on iMovies. Let me finish. Okay, go. You have a shorter attention span. What were you gonna say?
Why did you get sick from the watermelon again in Egypt?
Oh, I'll tell you that in a second. I got sick from the watermelon because it was either washed with local water that my stomach couldn't handle, or it had infused enough local water that I couldn't handle.
And I remember this. He barfed so much that at one point he tried to barf, but there was nothing to barf.
Nothing to barf. I actually think I like a burst of blood vessel in my eye at one point. So Hook Sounds is amazing. And the other thing that's really cool, I'm going to do a video on it because it requires an explanation. They give you like different length of a song. So there'll be a full version of a song. There'll be like a medium version. There'll be the short version. So if you want the short version of a song for an intro, you have it. And if you want a medium version for a midsection, they have it. And if you want the full video, full section, the full song, you have it in the video. So it's great. And I'm going to do like a really funny video about how quality music changes the essence of a scene. Bunny Cut and Jonah Pamela. Okay, there's a discussion here, and we cannot read. That looks like.
What?
What language is that? I don't want to show my ignorance. I know what I think it is. Bunny Cut. What language? I don't want to embarrass myself, but I have 2 guesses. In fact, it's one of 2 languages. I just don't want to embarrass myself. Sorry.
What?
The language just missed it. It's scrolling up. Hold on a second. I can help you with filming at La Ronde. I can bring my Canon 80D. Mm-hmm.
What's a Canon?
That's
80D?
That's a good camera. The photographers know that. Okay, maybe we do some meetup at La Ronde, but it wouldn't be fair for those of us who don't have a season pass for La Ronde because it's excessively expensive. The food is outrageous.
Oh, the food is delicious.
Okay, Ram Verma says, I'm so funnier than Casey. Your channel is very underrated. Thank you very much. My favorite expression, from your mouth or from your fingertips to the YouTube god's ears.
Please, I'm going to try
I have never been accused of not being funny. I have been accused maybe of not being serious enough in social situations.
It's so small. Something anigam.
Sus.
Is that right?
Boss Manting 953 says, do you remember me? I need more information than that, Boss Manting. Caden Young, hey Viva. Caden is also someone else that I have a off YouTube digital correspondence friendship with. The internet is amazing.
Yeah.
Boss Manting 950 says you are the best YouTuber. Thank you very much. I'm gonna try. Who says what?
Ben610. You make fun and interesting videos.
Thank you very much. Benish Shagiv says, how do you know Hebrew? There's only one way you learn a language. School and lots of crying and tears. I'm watching you way more than Casey for sure these days. Joe is another guy I showed about. There's a bunch of people I've met in the hashtag No Small Creators group, which I love. Nick Pham.
Wait, you saw Nick Pham at hashtag?
No, I met him through the hashtag No Small Creators. I don't want to forget anybody. Gina Walters. I mean, I love watching videos. I don't watch as many as I want to, but I do watch them enough that I know that I love them. Nick Pham, Gina Walters, Rachel Rawson, Joe, Metal for Breakfast. We all met as a result of Cody Warner. Hashtag No Small Creator. I have a 2-year-old daughter. This is Jorge Will that says, I have a 2-year-old daughter and visualize a relationship similar to yours with Mila in the future. Kids are all case by case, and they're all awesome, and they all come with their goodness, their badness. Not their badness. That was a very negative way. They have. It's not always fun, and it's not always easy. But being a parent is not. That's just the nature of the beast.
For Linny, Mila, do you like playing the piano? I like practicing a lot more than having lessons.
Here's a little parenting difference from me to her, from my parents to me. I used to be forced to practice an hour and a half of piano every day. I wouldn't be allowed to play with my friends until I did it. So I had a hate relationship with the piano.
No, but Uncle Mark.
But I managed to succeed at it. My brother Mark, who was a concert pianist for a long time, would practice.
He was professional.
Prix d'Europe. Mark Freiheit. Go to YouTube actually and look up Mark Freiheit for anyone who's interesting.
Freiheit.
He's a concert pianist. He loved it. He would play for hours. Mila practices 10 to 15 minutes a day, if we're lucky. And her piano teacher says that she can't believe how fast she learns.
Okay. David.
Wait 1 second. Ram Varma, I think. He says, what's your job apart from YouTube, sir? So I'm a lawyer by trade. That's what I do to make ends meet. I like to say that I'm a viral videographer, and we license videos out through third-party licensing agencies, which has proven to be a relatively stable source of passive income. And I'm trying to succeed at this thing called YouTube. Where?
David McClellan.
David McClellan.
My wife and I love your videos. Your house looks like a madhouse, but in the best way possible. More of that, please. We used to have carpets. I'm like looking at the screen I forget where the camera is. We used to have carpets downstairs, but the amount of urine and feces that they absorbed as a result of the dogs caused us to remove all of them. The house is a madhouse. But yeah, it is a madhouse in the best possible way. Every part of it.
I see a new name here. Peri Baptista.
When you decide to give up the day job for YouTube, how did you tell your wife she was a supportive? Okay, hold on, I'm gonna read this. When you decided to give up your day job for YouTube, how did you tell your wife? Was she supportive from the get-go or from the go? Thanks, hey from Australia. What are you reading? No, Lila just said, Mom! Shut up. Okay, yeah, we hear you. Quiet, she'll get there. Go tell him. Just go. Okay, quiet. I didn't actually have to tell my wife. It was obvious that I had to make a life change because law was just not making me happy. It was making me unhappy. She was supportive. I remember one day, if anyone hasn't seen it, I think the video was called "How to Turn Your iPhone into a 3D Camera." Google that video just to see. And we were sitting there discussing this, and that video was based on the premise that I tied a plastic bag to the end of my iPhone, made like a little H knot with a cord, and spun it around my head, and the bag created drag that sort of slowed the phone down. And when you play the video, when you record in slow motion, it looks like one of those 3D sort of 360 cams. And we're sitting there, I said, my goodness, I licensed this video out. And she said, look, if you can figure out how to make money with a plastic bag tied to an iPhone, we'll figure this out. So we're figuring it out, but the problem, stop kicking that. The problem with life is that life doesn't go the way you want. Okay. So far, so good, but no, it's that life gets more expensive. And so you can't, it's like I tell Mila, she's a smart kid now, but if she maintains this level of intelligence when she's 25, a smart, how old are you? 9-year-old is not a smart 25-year-old, and you have to keep expanding on your knowledge. I'll explain to you. Oh, yeah. So I heard something. You have to keep, you have to keep growing in order even just to stay stable. So you know, you can't continue to make the same amount of money, and you can't continue just to be plateaued. You have to continue to grow, and that's the stress. Okay, well, I think we missed a lot of question. My favorite YouTubers. What's your aspirations? Aspirations. I want to be able to make money doing what I love, because the expression is he who loves what they do never makes. Just screwed up the expression. He or she who loves what they do never works a day in their life. Favorite YouTubers. Oh, okay. Any fishing videos? I went through this one in the last one, but fishing videos. Miller Wilson from Australia, Black Tip H. I love PewDiePie. I love Casey. You know, some of the big ones, some of the small ones. Let me see here. YouTube. Okay, I don't want to forget anything. David McClellan says I should clarify. Madhouse. Don't worry, David McClellan. I'm not insulted. I'm not sensitive about anything. My wife's only problem sometimes we're at 1 hour and we're going to end this in 5 minutes so that we don't go over 1 hour. My wife's only concern is that sometimes the videos show what an absolute disaster the house is. I personally don't care, but I have very low standards when it comes to cleanliness. Brandon Denver says, have you ever thought about getting a cat? I have never thought about getting a cat. And the reality is my wife is allergic, but no, I don't. I love all animals. I would just never have a cat as a pet. I need something that needs me. I need something that is dependent on me. Let's see here, Rachel Rawson. Indie Guy 103 says, do you like the song Blame Canada? Oh my goodness. I saw South Park so many times in the theater. I took my parents to see South Park. I think that movie came out in 1999 or 2000, if my recollection is correct. I've never laughed so hard in my life, just to show you my level of humor. How do you balance your life? It's not always in balance, but it's, you know, we make do. Cats equals more crap on the carpet. Caden Young, you're right. Max Powsey says, do you support Montreal Canadiens? I am the most fair weather of fair weather fans. I am the biggest Canadiens fan. I am the biggest Canadiens fan when they make it to playoffs. I generally don't watch hockey. I like darts, poker, UFC. Those are the three things I watch. Let's see here. Who do we got? Good. I like seeing the discussion stay civil. I'm just reading Bader Al-Rafay saying, I am Muslim, and Caden Young saying, you are still an awesome person. I love this. This is what I love, is that the comment section, the discourse in the chat is civil and wonderful and unifying compared to some of the awful filth we see on the internet. Boss Manting says, I watch all of your live streams, triple 20. Jeremy Anthony says triple 20. Now, I think I may have missed the context to that. Boss Mantic, thank you very much for the Bruins. Rachel Rawson, Bruins or Leafs? The only reason I hate the Bruins is because we're told to hate the Bruins. I really don't care for anything in hockey other than supporting the Canadiens when they make it to the playoffs. Kaden Young says, you can eat bananas and have baths for the workout burns. Okay, there's a discussion going on here that I'm not a party to. Online Outdoorsman says, are you live streaming directly off your laptop webcam, or do you have an attached camera? I'm doing it directly off my camera just because it's the simplest thing, and I just hit the go live. I need to. I don't know. I'm not even going to do it. I can't get more toys, and I can't make things get more complicated. I have a best friend who is telling me that I can have a dedicated server and private network. It needs to be simple. The push and go and then stop is the easiest thing. David McClellan says, my viewers are polite because sometimes they're not polite, and I still leave the comments up there because I think people need to fight against the comments that are not nice, or you know, things can be not nice but true. Things can be untrue and not nice. Discussion is the best thing, and I love it. Like when people make negative comments, sometimes I actually engage in discourse with them if I think there's a legitimate person who actually has an open mind behind the comment. Boss Mantic says, remember that video when you got the big ostrich egg? Yeah, I was going to drive out there today. I've got a Ford Mustang for the week, and I've just been looking for an excuse to take it on the highway. So I was thinking of driving out to that ostrich farm to pick up another egg. But if I don't know that they have one for sure, I'm not going to do it. Do I ever cuss around the kids? Oh, hold on a second. Sabrina Foley says, what are you doing this Halloween this year? What am I doing? My 1,200-pound pumpkin is currently growing in the fields somewhere of Potager Montrouge Alta Gourmande. So those are the guys that they sold me the pumpkin last year, but they basically gave it to me because the price was a giveaway. And I said I would make a video to celebrate the awesomeness of their farm. It's called Potager Montrouge Alte Gourmande. There's Barney barking. They're amazing. My pumpkin is growing somewhere. We're doing something amazing this year for Halloween. Ram Varna says, how do you deal with work burnout? It's a stress. I think I'm coming to the decision that I'm going to be posting maybe every other day. Just to I think it'll be more effective all around. There's one thing, there's working hard and then there's working smart. And, you know, if there's no point in working hard if it's not the most efficient way to work. Oh, Craig Rivet says, did you know that the Canadians are spelled Canadien, not the Canadians? Wrong. I'm sure I spelled it wrong. They're Canadiens, and it's the Habs, which is our team, is for the Habitants, which someone's going to have to explain the history of. Yeah, no, my dog is saying it's been 1 hour and 5 minutes. Okay, so let's do one last minute for any important question that anyone has that I haven't yet answered. This has been a rant, not a rant. This has sort of been meandering and rambling, but if anyone expected anything different, you're new to the channel. Good evening, Pablo Barrosa says, good evening from Argentina. My friend, are you like Casey that he doesn't, I sleep too much? I sleep 6 hours a night, 7 hours. I should say my sleep window is 6 to 7 hours. I wake up every 2 hours and it's always interrupted and it's always bad sleep, but that's just what it is. Sabrina Forlini says, my husband wants to go fishing with you when you're going back. Sabrina, David at vivafry.com. We can meet up somewhere and go fishing. Fishing is awesome. The Dawn in London says, do you feel that you have changed after making your channel and seeing it grow so much? I don't think I've changed. The only thing that I feel pressure of is staying true to the essence of what I've always wanted to do and not producing content just for the sake of it that's garbage. But no, I don't think I can change. That's my problem. But at least, you know, hopefully if I can't change, hopefully I'm not bad to begin with. Thanks for doing these great Q&As. Ben 610th, pleasure. Yeah, Caden tried to meet up with me, and he said he showed me a picture and said, "Am I near Montreal?" And I said, "No, dude, you're like 6 hours east of Montreal, so we'll have to do it the next time." Okay. Oh, let's see. Brandon Denver says, "I'm a lawyer myself." Brandon Denver says, "I'm a lawyer myself and can only hope that I still have as much black hair on my head after practicing." You know what? It was kids that put the gray hair, but not in a bad way. Just in the way that you realize you have 3 individual universes that now exist in your house that you have to provide for in a responsible manner. And you have to make sure that you're healthy and that you are around for as long as you can. That is the most stressful thing to me about being a parent, is making sure that I'm around and healthy and good and productive for the kids for as long as possible. Roger says, I have a depression. Your vids make me happy. That it makes me happy that it makes you happy. And just, I hope you see who you need to see, and you're getting the support you need for the depression. I don't suffer from depression. I've had, say, friends and family, and I'm familiar with it. And it's not a good thing, but you need to just hopefully get the support you have to deal with it, and find something that makes you happy and do it. Okay, it's been a 1 hour. That's it. We're gonna tune out. I'm gonna do not the same thing I did the last time. We're going to do peace out and cover the camera and then try to click while there's an awkward period where I have my hand over the camera and I did it. I think that's what we're going to do. Peace out. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. I mean, let's just always, I read every comment for right. It's a terrible addiction, but I read every comment. So I'm always reading them. If I don't respond, I'm sorry, but I do read every comment because it's an addiction and I love reading them. So suggestions, recommendations, and thank everybody for your support. I love doing this, so hopefully I can continue doing it. Okay, let's get to the awkward ending. Peace out. Now I'm going to put my hand over the camera, find the cursor, hit the end stream, and now it's going to say, do you really want to end? And I think it's end, but it's not. And now I'm going to hit end. See you guys later.